Joker second trailer. Well, you know how the first trailer was a bit of a teaser? Actually, it was a bit of I call it a growth. I like to call it a growth because it shows our Joker character, who they named Arthur. It shows Arthur, he's a little down, and then by the end of the trailer, he's up. And he's like, I'm alive, awake, and everything in my life is a big joke. Now, this one, it wasn't even a growth. It just picked up where it left off. Think of it like a flower. Seed, and then plant, and then flower. This was the flower blooming. And by golly, this movie looks like a masterpiece of a DC film. It's not a superhero film or a super villain movie per se. It's just Joker's origin story. And, you know, Joker doesn't really have superpowers. The only power he has are, I think the power the Joker has, manipulation. That's his superpower. Anyway, what do I think about Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker? I think he's great. I think he's, you know, it took, 11 years for us to figure out who would play the next Joker. Because after Heath Ledger played the Joker, he left behind gigantic shoes to fill. And I thought, no other actor in the world can play the Joker the way Heath Ledger could. I mean, sure, yeah, we got Mark Hamill, Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson. They all had their own versions, but Cesar Romero and Mark Hamill were more children-friendly. Jack Nicholson was more comic book, teen, or nerd-friendly. Heath Ledger was modern, and he was more of a realistic, like, what would Joker be in the modern world if there was no, like, because a lot of the Batman films that came out with Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher were comic book adapted. So everything looked like a comic book. But when Batman Begins started, that's when things changed. Like, this is the modern world. This is 2005, 2008, 2012. What are we going to do? How are we going to make these villains as realistic as possible? The answer is Heath Ledger. The way he played the Joker, no, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a better job than him. Jared Leto was more of a crime boss of a Joker. He wasn't quite the Joker that we grew to love thanks to Heath Ledger, but Jared Leto, I would have to say, yeah, he gave it his all, but I think that all was a little bit too much. Sorry, excuse me. Anyway, with the Joker trailer, this one looks like it's all about, he's getting even at everyone who had wronged him. That's what it looks like to me in this trailer. He's getting his revenge. A revenge movie, you might say. And I actually like revenge films. Films like Gangs of New York and The Crow. Okay, those are masterpieces. I want this movie to be a revenge masterpiece. That's what I hope to see with the Joker. Plus, you got Robert De Niro in it. Yeah, Robert De Niro's career had been kind of languishing a little bit, but this looks like a big comeback for De Niro himself. Plus, he's playing what De Niro's playing. This is actually why I like the trailer also, was they showed a lot of Robert De Niro. And yes, for those who have followed for a long time, you know about my interest with Robert De Niro. And for those that are new, I am a huge fan of Robert De Niro. I've seen almost all his films, and I think he's the definition of an actor in this modern world. From the 70s onward, Robert De Niro has been the face of the film. And it looks like that this is going to be a good turn for him. His character seems to be like a Johnny Carson, David Letterman type guy. And, well, in the trailer it shows... Actually, stay tuned for part 2. We're going to talk about the trailer. This was more of a vent. Let's talk about the trailer itself, next part.